prepared. Right? I just want to say that we are completing something, another period with a minister in residence bringing her gifts and her particular unique lens on the teaching. So I just wondered, because once she starts talking, I will then not be on at the mic. I just wondered if you want to give Laurie a moment of our special blessing. And it is, Laurie, we love you, we appreciate you, and we bless you. So as you go forward, as you leave tomorrow onto your next assignment, we send you with gratitude. We bless you, we love you, we appreciate you. And so it is. Amen.
We behold the Christ in you.
And we
Thank you so much,
behold
Mama.
the Christ in you. Thank you, Wilma. Always the right moment. Thank you, Wilma.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Maya, for such a gracious introduction today and honoring of time and service, and for the congregation here. I'm just really blessed to have been able to serve over the last month with as a minister in residency, and all the gifts that you have given me in my heart in being able to be part of this congregation and the sanctuary. Amazing. And, you know, energy doesn't go away. It only changes form. So I have much that you have all shared with me, as we've shared with each other, and that energy doesn't go away. We just get to transmute it into a higher state. And so we'll be working on the shifting. And with that, I wanted to share with everybody today, and besides the great gratitude that I have right at this moment, I wanted to share with you a term that I'm going to use today. And by the way, happy Mother's Day to everybody, and honoring the divine feminine within each and every one of us, and what we bring into this world, and how essential it is and important it is at this time on planet Earth, and how we bring in that femininity into leadership, and with our spiritual power, our spiritual path. And we're going to talk about that today. And it is called a paradigm shift. How many of you have heard the term paradigm shift before? Yeah, so we're going to look at the paradigm shift today. Hi, welcome. Glad you're here. And so the paradigm shift, what is that? That means a changing world from the usual way of things, the things that we're used to, right? A world of unknowns and or assumptions. In a paradigm shift, we are in a changing time, and we're all looking at a world of unknowns or previous assumptions of this is the way it's always been done, right? And so this is the ending of our series that we've done over the last 4 weeks, which is finding peace through chaos. Because there may have been chaos or chaos that shows up in our lives, but every single one of you have made it through that. And you're right here today, right here, right now. And so we're going to look at both aspects of the paradigm shift in that, and also the significance of what you've gone through and what you've been through and how you came to be right here. So stepping into your power is really our focus today. And I was so excited to be able to share this message with you all. It came downloaded to me over the weekend, and I just had to give this message to you. We talked about the first part of finding peace through chaos. And for all of you that were here, remember the first part, we used unity principle number 1, which is God is. And the second step is the acceptance. So the first part, we have to acknowledge God first and just kind of give it up that God is here. And the second step is the acceptance of the I am. That doesn't just mean part of me. Doesn't just mean the part of me that prays. Doesn't just mean the part of me that shows up and does good. It's the wholeness of us. Embracing the wholeness of us, even the parts of you don't like. That's the I am presence, and that's the anchor, because every part of you is coming with you on this journey, whether you like it or not. We all go, okay? And that wholeness and that acceptance of that wholeness, now we have to understand, what is our thinking? What are we thinking in this? Are we thinking we could just forget a part of ourselves and just let it go? We get to embrace all of that and think. Remember, our foundation, our core, our thoughts create our reality. Whether you're thinking good, whether you're thinking bad, whether you're thinking rich, whether you're thinking poor, whether you're thinking, whatever you're thinking, we're creating it. Look around your life today, and everything around you is what you thought about in the previous times, what you thought about in the previous month, the previous week, the previous year. You created it right here today. So that's the power in understanding our connection. When we connect with God is step one, and I am step two. Now we get to bring in our thinking to align with that, which we see and what we would like to create in our lives. And then the fourth one we talked about last week was through prayer and meditation, we connect our consciousness with God and the I am, because there's no separation in that. When we decide to move into our center of who we are and not hang out on the edge somewhere. Remember, we talked about hanging out on the edge of the storm. It's fun out there, isn't it? It's a blast, but we get to actually anchor in to who we are, all parts of us. And so that was finding the peace through the chaos, because we could see chaos can continue to go on out there. That stuff continues on and on. But as long as we get to stay and anchor in our core of God is, I am, and I think, let's pray and meditate on that. Really anchor that in your wholeness. And so today is the integration of all of that, because now we talked about practical steps we can take to move through that chaos over the last 4 weeks. And staying in our center, last week we talked about how do we stay in our center. But today we're going to talk about moving that, your center. You can't just stay there. You can't go meditate. You maybe want to go meditate on a mountain. But we have life to live, right? So how do we stay in our center and go down and locked into that and that knowingness and going out there and creating action? We're going to go out and create action. And that's what this paradigm shift is today we're going to look at. So moving into action is the law of demonstration, demonstrating your wholeness, showing people that you are whole and you have accepted yourself and every part of you is okay. So our perceptions really bring in our personal power. And we had to go through the powerlessness in order to understand our personal power and that connectedness with the I am and the God is. So what is a paradigm shift? A world of change, the world of unknowns or assumptions, which is happening all around us. Everyone has their own conflict, right? Everyone has their own chaos going on. And so we talked about looking at the highest, each other's higher selves, our higher consciousness within. So stepping into your personal power and your creative power, even when it appears that the world is in chaos, you guys have the steps to do that. You know, to move into that center. When you see chaos going on the edge of the storm, we get to move back into our center of your knowingness of who you are. Maybe the knowingness is who you are is, oh no, I can't do that. or no, thank you, I'm not going to do that. You know, those types of things that we get faced with every day when we're faced with the test, you know, the test of our boundaries. And so we get to have, so we've all had some sort of chaos throughout our lives, whatever it is. Maybe you're thinking of that right now, a relationship or a situation. And it's been very difficult to overcome. But we walk through the steps, the tried and true steps, and how to move through the chaos into your power. And today we're going to really focus on the power. So much of our overcoming has required us to get really clear about our own identity, who we are, who are we showing up to be, and not about appearances or how things appear, or what does this mean, right? What it means to be who you are in your being. How are you being today? Not what am I doing? How am I being? And that's where the I am, the affirmations come in. How am I being? I am being, I am. And say your higher self affirmations. What is important to you today? And are you willing to take a stand for what's important for you today? Because there's a lot of stuff out there. And standing in your truth of who you are, that's what you came here to do. That's what we came here to do. Not who you think other people want you to be, or what you think the world today will accept, because this world today is changing right before our eyes. Not what you think the appearance of looking good is, or thoughts of blending in or herd mentality. But maybe you thought this, maybe if I blend in a little bit or fade away, nobody will notice me. Well, guess what? Too bad you're here. You made it all the way here today, and it wasn't by accident. Well, maybe it was, but you're when we look at how we got here today, we had what? 1 in a trillion. What did I write down? 1 in a trillion chances of being here from our parents who brought us into this world. Not everybody made it. We made it. So there's a reason you're here. There's a purpose you're here. And that is to be fully in your being, being you authentically. So you made it this far, and you didn't make it here not to have a voice or to fade away. You're here to walk in your truth, your power, and your God essence. The truth of who you came here to be on this earth. And you're not here by mistake. Yeah, 1 in a trillion chances. So whatever circumstances brought you here, whatever your parents were up to, you were born into. The truth about you is that you are not that circumstance. You are not your past. You are not your situation. And you're not even your body. You are your heart and your soul. And you are your own person. You're your own person. And you see the pain and the struggle and all the changes that you went through in life and that you are working through and overcoming. The pain that you endured, it's not you either. We don't need to identify ourselves with that either, because we have a human spirit. That is you. We don't need to carry around pain, past, baggage, struggles, changes. They're happening. They happened. We went through it. We got through it. And here we are today. And today's all that matters. So now, staying grounded in your centerness, your God self, where you are today, the soul, the heart, balance in God's presence. So for all of you that are here today and you've done the work to get through this and to find your center in your own self, that's your soul. That's your soul talking to you. That's your true eternal self. Ooh. So all of you are striving for a better life, right? A better life, a better day, a new day. And so a better life for those of us who are striving for a better life for ourselves, for our children, for our family. That's who you are. It's your soul. You are connected. Your human spirit is here, not by accident. So now you get to stand in that. You get to stand in your space, in your energy, in your knowingness, not somebody else's. It's all yours. And your breakthroughs in order for your yearning for a better life. And so those breakthroughs, wow, bring in the pure power and presence of God. And we are not disconnected from that, because that we can tap into anytime. You are an overcomer. So as you're here right now, in this pure power and presence of God, ask yourself, what baggage are you carrying around with you today? Is it baggage of the past? Is it you telling yourself these situations of the past are real today? No, today's a new day. And are you maybe carrying around somebody else's baggage of the past that maybe you took on as your own? So you see, when we give energy or power to the past, this is a really important part. We're taking energy away from our future. So we're all going into the future. And we're at a very pivotal time right now on planet Earth. The paradigm shift. So when we're moving into the future, God has intended for you a promise to give you the kingdom. Which you can receive at this very moment. Yeah. Let's stop there and do meditation, shall we? I can keep going, but let's do a quick meditation. Let's just quiet our minds for a minute. Everybody just relax your feet and your hands in your lap and just go with that thought here, that you are here to receive God's kingdom. Breathe that in. Breathe in that alignment with your body and your mind and your spirit. Bring that all in right here and now, and breathe out. You can make some noise, anything that no longer serves you, anything that might tell you that's not true. Breathe into your body, your mind, and your spirit. And as we breathe in, we get this opportunity to connect with God more and bring in that spirit through every breath we take. Breathe that in deeply. And breathe out any lack or doubt. When we breathe in, it's a new opportunity to start a new day, a new moment, a new outlook, a new you. And breathe out. Connecting and plugging into our body, our mind, and our spirit allows us to know the wholeness of ourselves. Allows us and reminds us of our God's presence within. Breathe that in. We know we have this connection with you, God. Thank you for being here today with us. allowing us to remember, to anchor in to the God essence, to spirit that comes in through every breath of every moment of every day. We are grateful for this presence. We're grateful to connect with spirit. We're grateful to connect our body and our mind and our spirit together in alignment with your will, God, for us. Your will for showing us and giving us the kingdom. Breathe that in. And that knowingness that we have, that the path we're on is right. That you are with us, God. We are so grateful for this time. We're so grateful for this connection. Grateful to be able to plug in and tap in to Source, Spirit, God, our Creator, at any time of day. And know this peace is here in the center with you, God. Knowing it's always here, it's always been here. And we're safe here in the center of the storm because we are in our I am, our own presence with you, God. Amen. Ooh. Okay, so feel that connection. And we get to tap into that anytime. And really, truly be us. There's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of noise out there. And guess what? We're in a paradigm shift. Things are moving faster. Yes, they are. They're not going to slow down. We might want to say, oh, I want to go back to the way things were. Nothing is as it was, and how it was will never be again. Never. It's over. The past is over. Let it go. So you've been watching the news and following social media. You've been seeing the rapid technology that's coming in. What are we going to do? Are we going to go on to the outer edge of the storm? Because this technology and the technological advancements coming in right now, things are changing on planet Earth. And maybe that's one of your conflicts. We talked about what are your conflicts? And so we get to go in and maybe go through that process of why is that a conflict for me? The appearances of what we thought was true isn't holding up anymore. What you see on the news, there's a lot of unknowns in the world today. So we get to learn to live with those unknowns as the changes are coming faster. We can't stop those. We can't stop what's going on out there. We can take care of what's going on in here. And you get to be in the center. You get to anchor in to that presence, that brings power in your life, not the uncertainty that maybe we're looking at out here, right? It's always going to be there at a rapid pace now. And so those unknowns surrounding us, it's not you. It's not you. You know who you are, right? And if you don't, we get to know thyself even more. And that's really our purpose. Our wholeness is our purpose. Remember, our wholeness is our purpose. Yeah. Hey, you know what? I got a bell today. Woo-hoo! Our wholeness is our purpose. That's all we have to do. Show up and be you. Yeah. So it's happening around you. It's happening in you. In this paradigm shift. Sorry about that, if that hurt your ears. This paradigm shift, when your world turns upside down and everything that you saw, experienced, or knew what was right, maybe it's left. Is it you? No, you know who you are. You are the firm foundation of you. You anchor in that power and presence of God, of the I am, the affirmations you tell yourself. You get to tell yourself more of those, which get you connected to God. You see, the pains and the struggles, the hardships that you came through are now, guess what? Shall I ring the bell again? Your greatest strength. It's your greatest strength. So now we get to flip our hardships around. Let's flip it upside down. The rest of the world's getting flipped upside down. The paradigm shifts. Take your pain, your struggle, your hardship. Now flip it. What's your strength? Your strength is going to come from that. And maybe you don't know what it is yet, but it is here. It's already. And so how do we turn it around? Well, we went through that process. What do we go through? The steps. We talked about the steps at the very beginning. But your greatest strength is going to take you into the world of unknowns. So God knows. Here's another little thing I wrote here. God knows I've done the work. Maybe you relate with that. God knows I'm strong enough now. And I can sit back and relax. But God says, oh, no, you can't. You can't sit and rest on your laurels now. Even though you feel like you're strong enough now, we got work to do. And that's because the changes are happening even more. Just when you thought you were strong enough, boom, something else is coming to make us stronger. And so we get to anchor into that, which brings us that wholeness, that strength. What did you just get through? Or what have you gone through? Time to get stronger. That conflict, maybe with technology. Guess what? There's more. So the requirement we have today, and yeah, maybe the conflict is technology, and how reliant all of us have become on creating a better quality of life because of that, or using technology because of that. So the requirements we have to stay in our strength and endurance is to change with the times, to be flexible. Remember that, be flexible, choose what is a conflict for you? Is it really a conflict? I love to tell on my mom. She just does not like technology, and those customer service people, they don't know who I am online. Nobody answers their phone anymore. I mean, there's a lot of conflicts there with the technology of comparing it to the way things used to be and to the way things are now. So how do we find peace in that? We find peace within ourselves first. Because those things that you're just now getting used to in this paradigm shift, they're going to change again. I promise. So we're going to have to get used to even more, or in even different things. And so technology is going to continue to advance humanity to the next level of our very existence. It's coming with us. We can't just make it all go away. You know, oftentimes I thought, it'd be so nice to live in the woods, nobody around. The trees and the animals, and it is nice. It's very nice to be there in a place of nature. However, the first thing everybody asks is there Wi-Fi or a password? It's not going away. It's there. So anyway, with that paradigm shift, I wanted to share unity principle number 5 today. And so that you remember, unity principle number 5 says, I align my words, my thoughts, and my actions. And I'm also going to say on my feelings, my words, thoughts, feelings, and actions in the truth I know. And I get to go forward in life with that. Because remember, staying in alignment with who you are, speaking the person who you are, speaking your oneness with God, your connection with God, you get to actually show up as that and walk as that on your path. Because it's really, when I'm saying this over here and I'm doing this over here, it doesn't feel good. And I know that's not God's will for me. That's my own chaos. So I get to actually anchor in and really be in my wholeness of aligning my own words, thoughts, feelings, and actions. And we all do. And that's the practice. That's the integration of all these steps of moving through chaos. So with that paradigm shift, we're going to continue to get things that test us, that shake us, things that show up and wake us or support us. And that will always be there for all of us. So it's our choice. We get to stay in our center where we know that we have peace. And that's the true essence of who you are. That's you. That's your soul. That's where God is too. Remember, no fear is in the center, because fear can creep in and it can take you down fast. And stepping into your power means not just having faith, but allowing faith to work for you. Because faith at work in our lives means you are staying in your center. You are moving forward in that, all that is, in alignment with all you are in your wholeness. So, have you called on God today? And if you haven't, what are you waiting for? Because God promises you the kingdom. And remember, you have God to ask for help always. So is God in the driver's seat of your life or in the passenger seat? And with that, remember your true essence. You are authentically you. That's where God is. God will always be there with you in your I am presence. So I'm going to say a sentence, and I'd like you to repeat after me. We're going to do it twice. God and I are one. God and I are one. God and I are one. Awesome. And for a lot of you, I know we're modern day mystics here in Unity, and Unity is very diverse with celebrating all religions. So I use the word God a lot, and I also interchange it with the word spirit. And so I want to invite all of you, if the word God is something that is a little bit too much, for some people, spirit, creator, source, Mother Earth, and our Father. So these are all different terms we are open to here at Unity. And so when I say God, if it is something that maybe it strikes a nerve from the past, think about replacing it with creator, our creator, or my source, or my spirit. And so all of those, see how flexible we are in Unity. We just allow many paths and celebrate that only one God, though. So in closing, I'm going to go ahead and let's go into a closing prayer. I think that was everything I wanted to share, but boy, did it come in. I'm telling you, the paradigm shift. Thank you. I appreciate it. So let's do a closing prayer. Dear God, thank you for being here with us today and every day. Thank you for allowing us to celebrate you more. As we come to know you more, trust that you are always with us on our path, reminding us to choose our conflicts wisely and allowing us to have the tools that we need in this changing world, in this world that's moving rapidly, and staying in our center and working with us on that and helping us with that. We're grateful for your presence. We're grateful to know this center with you in our I am presence, in our pure power of the present moment. Thank you, God. And so it is. Okay. And one more thing I'd like to share with you, and you can repeat with me. La prière pour la protection. Ensemble. La lumière de Dieu nous entoure. L'amour de Dieu nous enveloppe. La puissance de Dieu nous protège. Ok, nous soyons de être là. Et tu es dans l'ordre divin. Amen. Ainsi soit-il. Okay.
So, Laurie, will you do the
Merci.
blessing? Will you do the blessing of the donation? And then we have the peace
Absolutely.
song, and then
Thank
we have Sandra doing the prayer in French. Okay.
Absolutely. So let's hold our offerings in our hands. And I know a lot of them are electronic. So today, and we, on the way out, we do have a little envelope in the lobby. So hold your donations or hands together. All the giving that you give to the sanctuary, just hold that in your hand. We're holding that in our hand here. All the service that you've offered and all of the time and efforts that come here and giving and keeping the sanctuary just a beautiful, beautiful congregation and fellowship. So ready, divine love through me, you say with me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. So it is. Thank you, God. And we are grateful. We are grateful. And so, thank you so much, everybody.
We have announcements. Laurie, we have announcements.
Oh, so we do have a class that's starting next Tuesday. It's called the Course in Miracles. And so if anybody would like to come, it is an amazing, powerful class. The Course in Miracles is on Tuesday night at 7.
And we are welcoming
I think you can
Reverend.
get that as early as 6:45, but 7 o'clock. And then once everybody's there, you'll decide figuring out the start time.